Good morning, Sparkler parents. This is Christine, the host of the podcast, and we are continuing with our book, Brain-Based Parenting, the Neuroscience of Caregiving for Healthy Attachment. And this week we are beginning chapter 4, which is entitled A Caregiving Formula: Playfulness, Acceptance, Curiosity, and Empathy. And they give it an acronym of PACE. I really enjoyed this chapter. It's an introduction to the acronym PACE and how it, in a broad sense, plays out for us as parents, and really, even as therapy providers. So I'm, as a physical therapist working with families and children, it's also a really good approach to think about the relationship between the therapist and the parent, and then also to be able to help parents see the relationship that they are creating with their children. So for me personally, I thought this was a really great chapter, and it starts to put together the things that were talked about previously, such as the parent approach system, the parent reward system, the child reading system, the parent meaning making system, and then executive function as well. And this acronym of PACE applies all of those systems that we have as parents and makes it a little bit more tangible. So as an overview today for chapter 4, it just emphasizes how parenting should feel enjoyable, that it should be this reciprocal relationship between the parent and the child. And when the relationship feels open, feels engaged, we can have that very positive relationship. And that is at its essence what Sparkler Parents is about slowing down, about being present in the moment with your child, even in the hard moments, to acknowledge if as a parent, I'm feeling uncomfortable right now, but do I need to react to that? Is there anything dangerous going on in my situation right now? Or am I able to use one of my resources in the moment to help bring myself back down to calm and alert, so that I can stay in that parental mode, so that I can notice what's happening with my child, so that I don't just go to whatever my story is of whatever is happening, but I can really tune into my child, whether it's nonverbal cues or what they say, or being able to reflect on what has happened in the past 24 to 48 hours that might be pulling my child off of his or her center. And so I have that role, I have that responsibility. You all as parents have that responsibility too. And using the acronym of PACE, the playfulness, acceptance, curiosity, and empathy, we can have concrete tools to notice when we're not in that flow, and use these tools to help us get back there. So they talked a lot about this intersubjectivity between the parent and the child, that the child is noticing what the parent is doing and the parent is noticing what the child is doing, and that those two pieces can either make stronger the relationship in a positive way, or can impede it as well. So in a positive way, if I encourage my child to do something difficult, and that my child does it and is successful, I feel proud, and that I was able to help my kid do that. And then the child is aware that mom feels proud, or mom is happy that I did that. And it reinforces the positive behavior and that positive emotion. I like that feeling, so I'm going to keep trying to do that. The flip side would be true as well. If I do something and I get a very negative response from my child, I may not want to do that again, or it will take a lot more even if it's the right thing to do, even if it's what I know is best for my child, it can be harder for us as parents to do that because we know that that reciprocity is not being met in that equal way. Dan Siegel talks about that shift from the we interaction to the me versus you interaction, and that's important, right? And we can take that into any relationship. Anytime we are able to use that we together, and that's appropriate for us together, a team working towards something, that feels a lot better, especially when we're trying to address conflict, than if it's me versus you, what you did, what you made happen. That feels very accusatory. So if we can stay in that we state and pay attention to when we start to fall into the me versus you state, it will help us also just kind of notice when we might need to use some of these tools to help us get back online. So then they go into a brief overview of what each of those are. Playfulness, obviously, just being playful with your words, with your comments, and watching and seeing that your child is also acknowledging that you're being playful and it's light. And that automatically can de-stress. That can be a form of stress relief for you if you're enjoying the playfulness and that routine and that experience that you're having, even if it's not actually playing, but just the words that you use with your children, your tone of voice, your mannerisms, how you carry yourself, if it's that light and fun way, can help boost your mood and create a connection between you and your child. They say that stress hormones actually block the production of oxytocin and dopamine. So those are two neurotransmitters or neuromodulators that we were needing to use to stay online with our parenting centers early on in the book. And here they're saying stress blocks that, but playfulness and playing can help encourage those neurotransmitters to be released if we are in that open and engaged state. They talk about acceptance, and we will, I think, get into that a little bit more the next time. I'm going to go ahead and stop after playfulness here and just hope to encourage a conversation about that PACE acronym and what you're thinking about regarding playfulness and just being playful in your personality and your demeanor, and how that may have helped you kind of get unstuck or get back online with your parenting center. So let's stop there, and I'll pose that question to the group. Of course, you can join me on Facebook, Sparkler Parents Podcast, and that's where we are having a discussion about the book. Each of the chapters or the podcast episodes are listed under the chapters, so you can search the headings in the group. And let me know how play can help change your mood and outlook with your kids.